All right, welcome back to Indian Trace. This is the setup, if you will, because this is a giveaway for sure. Any of you out there can look forward to going home with this whole group, all just for you, or somebody you love, somebody you care about, somebody you want to share the interest with. And there's some fantastic artifacts in here. If you have a good eye, maybe you're a veteran, you just want a group from eastern central North Carolina that you can give to a friend or a loved one, or you can keep for yourself. It doesn't matter. You can get all these for free. And in this giveaway, it's just time. Look at the cortex on that rock where they had to hold that. This is an incredible hammerstone. So I'm going to get to this in a minute. If I can leave it alone. If I can just leave it alone. And this group, Rhyolite group, which I like to say is all yours. And this is a sub request, this video, because these are a group of just about the first finds. I don't know if I can even get it in my angle here, cut it in half. These are the first finds I've ever made. And in 2012, when I began collecting, these started to come in. I took them right off the top. I went back in time to the videos, to these videos. A lot of these are documented on video, not this one. Because the first question that came in a subs request was, what was the very first artifact you found and you knew it was an artifact? Well, it was this one. And it was a crystal grade. I don't know what it is. It's an arrowhead, but nice piece though. And I thought it was a piece of glass. I used to collect glass. And that was in 2011, very end of it. And I said, that's not a piece of glass. It's out in the woods. And I said, are you kidding me? You can actually find these things out and around. And so, I just set myself to just changing the course of my path a little bit in distance running to take it off the white line and take it into the woods and into the fields. And I really just kept running, moving forward. And then things started to happen. Now, I went back in the videos, and half of the videos, the artifacts in them I've given away for good reason, because they just going to keep coming in. I have some good sites, some incredible things that have developed. So a couple more questions were involved. Now remember, I'm going to tell you exactly how you can take these with you, how you can have them. And we're going to have a random drawing. I'm going to do a random generator. We're going to have some fun with it, but I'm going to tell you what you need to do. Your skin in the game is very simple for this giveaway. If anything, for this hammerstone alone. This is an incredible piece. It may look homely, but those of you who nap and those of you who know, this is an incredible piece. When you put it in your hand, you can figure out the vantage points in a human hand of where, tell you, if that's a vantage point and I turn it around and I take my finger off of here, look at this, then you have the cortex of the rock. That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. So anyway, that needs to go. I've had so many great hammerstones. I want somebody to have that one. You can keep that stone, and then you can give away the rest of these if you want to. I really press the giving of stuff away, because I promise you it causes more great stuff to come in. And so I just want to share some of these early finds in 2012 and answer the questions. I'll go from the top. How I got started in documenting. Really, I don't really say how I got started on YouTube, because YouTube is a foolish, arrogant, presumptuous company. So we're going to leave it at that. But how I got started documenting was, at that time, my 9-year-old, look at this piece, from far and away. God have mercy, in 2012. Said to me, Dad, you can post it on YouTube and everybody can share, everybody can see it. I said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just documenting these little video clips for you guys so you'll know that all the stuff that I have is for real. And so I thought about what he said, and I just moved forward and went to it. And that was the end of it. That's really how I got started, and he had a good idea. This is a great piece right here from the Hawk. Nice piece of quartz. Natural light in here. Every inch of it worked. So as I said, I didn't go into my 2012 finds and try to pull out the best ones. It's just these are the very first ones. Quiet Sands, strawberry quartz. Site 4 right there. Site 5, Mecca, one of the first Guilfords I found there. Now an area of Mecca that I call Guilford Strait. It does produce points like that. These are all, if you go back to the earliest videos I posted, this is from before I even really named up the archaic. Nice Rowan from there, and look at the original. This is his patinaed. Here's the original color of the flint. Imagine that, dark, black. Over time it just patinas that. It's a point from the dunes, which is site 5. And this is really the beginning. And he also asked, the sub asked, what keeps me going? Well, that is the ability to take groups that come in and just find a new home for them. I've done it over 300 times. We've got to keep doing it though, because I guarantee it opens the door for more great stuff to come in. That's just the way it works. The reality, the spiritual truth in it. So that keeps me going. I'm really out there searching for people. When I find a piece like this, a certain individual had a certain need in mind, whether it's a point like this, it doesn't really matter. Jumping down to these, another one of my first points from site 1. And I know where I found this, and it has never even developed into a site that is feasible for me to get to. But just blew my mind when I found it. I didn't even have a perspective when I found a lot of these. It was just craziness. Like this point from North Gill, right next to my church. Guilford, just made to work. 2012. So what keeps me going is being able to really have a good systematic picture of the people, the proof of life that was here. And then the timeline starts to fill in. What type of timeline had to be had to have this kind of life going on in the quantities that I'm crossing paths with. Here's the G10's well-known speckled rhyolite, I guess. It might not be rhyolite, but I don't even like taking some of these out like this one. It is super ground on the base. See the base? It's a screamer in every way. I don't see it that much, so a lot of you probably haven't. You've seen it before, but I really don't see it much because I don't mess around with it. When I found it, I was just like, I ran over the top of it, and then I stopped, and I brought it to show a friend, and I'm like, what on earth is this? I didn't even have a perspective of how great a piece it was. Neither this. Behemoth from Opening Sands. I mean, this came from Stone Hill, which is right next to Mecca, and this came from Opening Sands. What on earth is this? Mammoth killer? Because it's huge. It was in the freezing. I almost had hypothermia. I remember that. This 2012. All of these are 2012. So just big flint like this never has come in again. I don't find them that big. I might have found 2-3 pieces in 15,000 that are that big. They don't make them that big around here. So you can see the setup. Now, how do you win this? It's a great group. Look for yourself. Guilford, Yuma, Rhyolites, Big Marl Mountains, great field points. Just a great group. And this, to me, is the prize. I mean, it's not a fingerprint. It is the cortex where their finger was. You roll this around your hand. You just don't close your eyes. When you find a comfortable spot, you just keep it there. And when you're looking to nap, and you see the wear patterns, stop, grab that stone, and then turn the stone around and take your finger off. And it's going to be right there. And it's dense quartzite. That alone is worth the giveaway. So how to get it, the whole thing, and listening to this whole video and spending a little time here with me, it's not just to see and get the answers to the sub that asked me how I began, what was my first arrowhead that I found, what keeps me going. Well, I learn every time out. I learn about the people that were there. Definite people. That keeps me going. I learn more all the time. I also know that when I go out, for the most part, 9 out of 10 pieces, I get to collect for other people too, who don't have an opportunity, who can't walk, or are handicapped, or don't have sights. Gracious. So if you want this group, I'll put you in the random generator. We'll have a good time with it. I'll show all the names. But you just need to tell me. If you're going to give it to somebody, tell me who and why. I really like to know. If you have somebody in mind and you really make a good stand of it, I'll put you in the generator twice. I'll give you double the opportunity to win. If not, and you say, I'm in, I just want to be a part of it, and then that's fine. But if you're planning to give this group to somebody, it still will count. It'll still count if you want to give these to somebody. I mean, look at that Guilford Yuma alone right there. And the Marl Mountain next to it. And the hammerstone. It'll still count if you want to keep this hammerstone for yourself, because you just got to. I took it out of my displays. It's time. I keep my display at about 25 great hammerstones, and that's enough. But look at that finger mark. Good gracious. All right, long enough. You can have these. Just tell me who and why you want to share them. You want to give them to. That'll double your chances. If you'd just like to have them, and just tell me you'd like to have them and you want to be into the giveaway, that's fine. So to answer the subs request, 2012, these are my first finds. And first ones I really documented. I mean, I found a bunch of broken stuff, but first real finds that just, you'd have to keep moving forward when you pull stuff like this out of the ground. I mean, don't you? All right, in perspective, I'll finish the same way I started. Appreciate everybody tuning in to Indian Trace. I hope you win out there. I hope you win all those. Remember, you can double your chances. I told you how. Hope you find out there.